warm up. You
Warm
cool with
up.
that?
Start the whole thing over again?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we might be live. We might not be live after a few technical difficulties. We're just going to pretend we're live, and we got John and Denise back on the pod. Actually, it's Denise's first time on the podcast. John, welcome back. We just had your episode number 72 2 days ago, and we were talking about how you had a couple big races coming up, and we wanted to hear about them, how they went, whether it was good or bad or so-so. Did a tornado come by or something? You know, what's life like in Virginia? And then we want to talk to Denise and get to know her, and we will have her on for her own episode. But guys, what is up?
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
It's a pleasure, you guys. I'm glad you could join us again. Well, again, and for the first time.
Yeah. But we might actually be live. We are live. It freaking worked, Erica.
We didn't have to refresh.
I didn't have to reset the password. We are live. So if we're just going to start from the beginning. John, let's do what we did last time. Let's talk about Eastern States. That was your big race you're ramping up for. You were sending me some messages before. Let's find out how it went. Start from the beginning. Start from like, where was your head at going in? Where was it? Tell us about the race, the drive, all that. Give us the good stuff. Did you poop before the race, or did you forget to poop?
You conveniently left that out the last time.
Yeah. So all that stuff went well. You know, we had a great drive up there. You know, things went fine there. We got lots of good food. Thank you, Jennifer Rankin. Wonderful food. Yeah, we had a great night before. We slept well. But I rode cutoffs too loose, and I unfortunately was not. I was unable to finish the race. I did have to pretty early on, like around what was it, like mile 45 ish. Got lost at one point. There was a tornado. Just wasn't John's day.
There was a tornado.
I mean, I still got to give it to you. That sounds like an epic day regardless. 45 miles is nothing to snub your nose at. Congratulations for making it that far. And yeah, hopefully you'll be back again for another try someday.
So where did it go wrong? You were there with some friends. You had Denise as part of your crew, and she was probably following along the course. Start with the beginning. Where did it feel right? Where did it feel like it started to go wrong?
So we rode the cutoffs too loose. Basically, I knew we were in trouble like pretty early on, just because you know, the front half of the race is hard. The challenge of Eastern States is like the first 30 are very difficult. You don't want to like blow up on the first 30. You know, trying to make up too much time, but at the same time, you can't ride the cutoffs too loose. So like you got to have a good balance on the race. You have to be like at least a couple hours ahead of the cutoffs, but not blow yourself up. And just didn't manage that properly. And yeah, had to tap out early. And poor Denise only got to pace me for like a couple miles. Yeah, it did. Yeah,
2 miles.
Yeah, she basically was just there for cleanup.
That's all right. I'm good at cleanup.
Clean up on aisle, John.
I'm sure they were great 2 miles though. At least you were there and you were willing to help. I meant for her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it was like the worst possible time too, because it just started right when I picked her up. It just started raining. It was just miserable out there. It was super muddy, and like I don't know. It was a bad part. Yeah.
Well, I mean, nobody got hurt, so that was good.
Nobody died out there.
Always a plus.
It's always a plus. Yeah. Don't need one of those. Well, that's a bummer.
You know, he put a good effort in, and he was trying to make up too much time from the beginning, and you know, unfortunately he was not able to get far enough ahead of the cutoffs, because when he picked me up, it was
there's room for nowhere.
So basically, I'll put it this way: the Grim Reaper was about a quarter of a mile behind us when we turned around.
Yeah, so we went 2 miles out of the Heiner aid station, and I was like, this is silly. So yeah, I just went back and waited for somebody to pick us up, and yeah, that's how my night ended. Yeah,
he had to be running like a 10-minute pace the whole time.
Yeah,
to get it done.
It was tough. I mean,
for 60 miles.
Well, only one guy in our in our running group, Virginia Happy Trails, made it. Scott Lee, good job, Scott Lee. Yeah, a lot of great runners are out there. Didn't make it. It was just tough. It was a really hard race, but that's the challenge of it. It's one of the hardest on the East Coast, so you know that's why you sign up. You know, it's the challenge of it. It's really hard.
So tell me this, because not to brag, but Erica and I have never had a DNF. I don't think. Have you had a DNF, Erica?
I've never done anything really hard like that. So no.
Not to brag, not saying we do hard things like at Eastern States 100. We just never DNF'd a 5K. It just
no, you guys do way harder things. So I can't even be in that in that realm yet.
So tell me what happens when you DNF. How do you find it? Like, how do you find out? What's the process? This is a loop course. I guess Denise is with you, so she can drive you back. The walk of shame.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of that. So in this situation, we only went out a couple miles, and like I just knew that I wasn't going. One, the cutoffs are going to be really tight. My body was feeling rough. You know, I didn't want to. Main thing is this: I don't like to drop a race, but if I know I'm going to put like any kind of like disturbance with the volunteers or like anything like that, put anybody out, you know, I'll just take myself out and self-extract, and then just, you know, make sure that the race director knows that I'm dropping out of the race. Like, just make sure everyone's informed. I just don't want to be like a complete shit show for the race. You know, like I do not want that at any point, you know, because one, they won't want you to come back. I don't blame them. Like, hey, we don't want that guy coming back. There's that. You just want to take care of yourself in the race and not put anyone out there. That's the main thing. But yeah, just make sure that you check in with the race director. Usually, if I do drop out of a race, it's at the station. But in this case, this was a little special because I knew that it was going to be very hard for me to get to the next station.
And it was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, the next one was in the middle of nowhere. So either way.
And it was 6 more miles uphill.
Yeah, it was going to be harder to get a ride from there. So like you know, it was easy math. So that's why, you know, it worked out. We'd have to wait kind of a while, going back and waiting for a ride. But I mean, I still feel like it was the right call over, you know, trying to go another 6 miles all messed up like that.
Well, I'm proud of you for knowing your limits. I mean, if you just knew that you were not going to have a good time, I mean, there is a point where you just need to call it. So good for you for making the decision.
Well, there's some situations though you have to move forward. Like I've DNF'd on I got in a situation on the reverse ring in February. I fell in water and was completely soaked. It was like 30 degrees out, and it was 8 miles to the next aid station. But this is like a really small race. It's not like Eastern States. So if I was only 2 miles away from back from the aid station. But I was thinking, I was like, they're probably already gone because we were the last runners. So I just ran ahead. Yeah, I was soaking wet. I just ran ahead. I'm like wearing shorts and like a t-shirt and just dripping water. Yeah, as soon as I got back, I made the cutoffs and everything at the reverse ring, but I was covered in. I was wet. I would have completely changed clothes, dry off. So I dropped right there. So like, yeah, there's some situations you do need to move forward. Others just, if it's safe, you just have to gauge it by situation. It's tough. I mean, like, never want to drop a race, but if it's like a safety thing or your body's messed up and you're gonna put the race, if you're gonna put any strain on the race, you gotta call it.
Good move, man. Good move.
Very cool. John mentioned they were in the middle of nowhere, and for those who don't know, nowhere is where the Guardians of the Galaxy live. So. John, sitting next to you, John, is this beautiful girl. And why don't you introduce us to her?
This is my girlfriend, Denise. We've met each other running, and she's racing this weekend. I'm supporting her this weekend. I'm volunteering at the VA, I can't even talk right now. I'm like the Virginia Happy Trails Running Club women's half. She's running the half this weekend, and I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to dress up as a chipmunk and root everybody in.
You have a chipmunk?
I wear it sometimes. Oh, actually, I am running this weekend. After we do that, we're doing a mile race, both of us.
1 mile.
Yeah, just 1 mile.
No DNFs.
Yeah, you can't DNF a mile unless you like.
No, you're good.
I mean, you could knock on wood. You got to knock on wood now. Well, don't DNF that mile.
That was think because like if I did get hurt at this mile race, then I've got the Barkley Fall Classic the next week, so like I'd be like, sorry, Laz, I got hurt running a mile. I can't run the race. Then you
Don't blow it, John.
Yeah, you
Don't blow it.
Like, that's a lie. That's a lie. You just don't want to run.
Don't piss off Laz. Don't do it.
And that's awesome that you got into the Barkley Fall Classic. If you remember from your episode, I know you both listened to it. There was this one thing where you're like, I really want to go, but if I don't get in, Denise will probably be like, oh yes. Denise,
Yeah.
what's your reaction to him getting into the Fall Classic?
So
sadness.
Yeah, sadness. No, so we did make a pact that he wouldn't harass the race director to let him in, and he sent memes of somebody shaking the bars saying "Let me in" at every opportunity. So it wasn't a big surprise that he did get him in eventually, and I had actually signed up because he didn't think that I would. So right when we first moved in together, I think it was the second day we lived together, I signed up for the wait list. I didn't get in.
I was hoping she was going to get in. I didn't. That would have been cool.
But
that would have been the real treat. Then I could have volunteered and be like,
Yeah, that would have been a blast. I would have enjoyed that.
Are you going to go too, Denise? Or are you going to be his crew?
So I actually contacted the one of the race directors, Steve Durbin, and I said I would volunteer. So they have all sorts of fun things for me to do. So
do it. She's gonna see all kinds of carnage and bloodshed.
I've met Laz before at the Capitol Backyard Ultra last year, and he's a pretty funny guy. But I've never met Steve. So
Steve's awesome.
Man. I'm excited. It's gonna be. I heard it's quite the show. So.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is. You're gonna have front row seat. It's gonna be good.
I feel like we're gonna have another OTR live after that one to figure out the both sides, the volunteering and the actual race.
It might be
hearing
more
about
than that might be more than a 30-minute recap.
Well, our OTR lives are usually way longer than they're supposed to be, so doesn't matter.
So Denise, we're gonna have you on for your own episode one day, so you can save the good code Browns for then. But John told us the love story. And like I kind of teased in an Instagram post, there's always two sides. Let's hear your side of this love story.
So we did meet.
You can, if you want, you can tell us the version that will make him happy now, and tell us the real version when it's just your pod.
I'll DM you guys the real version.
Oh,
Dun.
So we met at a race. We were both in the same running group. He was just getting into ultras, and he was still in the same road running group that I was in. And we met at a Valentine's Day race, and it was really random. And we just talked, and we ended up we have on our dresser, we have a picture of us in the same picture together, the day that we met at that race. He actually ran the whole thing with me, and then he beat me right at the end. He intentionally passed
What
me.
a gentleman.
So we had a good time, and we just ended up talking online. We both had kids. Unfortunately, I was with somebody at the time, and so we just became friends, and we went to a bunch of races together, and we talked for a couple of years, and then I ended up moving away, and I moved 2.5 hours away from Virginia to Maryland. And it was at that point, after I'd been gone about 6 months and I was single, that we reconnected. And I commented on a picture on his Facebook about how cute he looked. And my DM started blowing up. So he was like, oh, I always liked you. And I said, why didn't you tell me? I wouldn't maybe have moved away. So we just started to, it was probably a good 5 months or so before we even saw each other in person. We just talked and, reconnected and stuff. So, and then it was history after that. I mean, literally our first time getting together to meet each other again in person. We went to a race together, and that was our entire relationship. We didn't go on dates. We went to races.
She cruised me at 100 miles.
And so I ended up telling people when we would go to race, like after multiple races, because he was racing almost every weekend, if not every weekend. And I would start saying to people that I would see over and over again, I'm like, you really should be bringing me flowers. And they said, why? And I said, because you're on my date. And they said, really? I said, this is our date. So you're on it. And a girl actually gave me a flower at a 100-miler one time. And I still have it. Sometimes I wear it. I wore it in a picture you guys put up of the gym.
Oh, yeah, Jarvis.
So yeah. So yeah, it was a running love story. So
It was.
I like that version the best. That's a good version of the story. That's the details there. Like, yeah. No, that's good. And then when you have your own episode, you can give us even the juicier details.
oh yeah. Fun.
So
You can
how
tell
long
us
has it
the
been?
cheesy
How long have
lines
you guys
used.
been together?
We officially kind of consider our anniversary December 25th, because we picked it arbitrarily. And
That's Christmas, by the way, for those listening.
Yeah. So we just kind of we picked a date. And but yeah, so almost 2 years. You know,
Okay.
yeah. So, and we
Going
moved in
strong.
a couple months ago. So
It's an adventure every day.
and we're
That's
still running.
awesome.
This
You
weekend's
guys-
gonna be cool. I'm just glad I have an ultra this weekend. I need a break.
Yeah, take it easy, because you got your work cut out for you in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But he's got to win the race.
So it's hard. It's wonderful being with another runner, but it's also hard because we don't always do the same races. And I have been running for so long. I know what I like and what I don't like. And I will do a lot of pacing and stuff with him. But there's got to be a balance with our running. So because I don't run 100-milers, I do a lot of pacing. And, you know, sometimes I yearn for more races of my own, you know, just because I like the competition and the challenge of, you know, my senior. So, and it's a different kind of running, you know, so I'm excited about this weekend. It's only a half marathon, but it is a trail half marathon. And the course is definitely hilly, challenging. So I'm excited about it. I've only trail raced once, so we'll see how this goes.
Trail halves and.
Are you feeling ready for it?
Yeah. I'm always ready to go run. I'm probably going to fall straight on my face a couple times, and it's okay. I'm prepared, and I'm like going to relish it. So
Just a little dirt. You'll be good.
That's right. I mean, my girlfriend and I went out to do a couple loops around a reservoir that's here. She did 4 loops because she's training for a 50-miler, and they were 8-mile loops, and I did 2 of those with her. So I got like 16 miles in, and we both fell. So I'm prepared. I'm ready.
I feel like falling down is a rite of passage. Like you have to fall down to be a trail runner. I was just included in that club the other day. So a couple scraped knees, and hopefully that's it, and you're all set.
Did you fall today?
Really went out.
That's
so
right.
Erica, did you fall today on the trail? Erica.
No.
went for a
I'm
trail run
talking
today.
Anchor Down. Anchor Down was when I ate shit.
Okay. All right.
So but I felt like a real trail runner. I'm like, I scraped my knees. I hurt. I got a boo boo, and I was like in it. I'm in the club now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be fun. It's all women, so
That's cool.
yeah. So this is like I don't think I've ever done anything other. You know, I've never done an all women race. So this is going to be awesome. And I looked at the field, and it's like 143 people have signed up, which is a lot. And I just don't know as far like time wise or pace wise how I'm going to do, because I haven't like run that sort of distance on a trail as a race ever. So
5K pace.
5K pace.
Oh boy.
What's the trail surface like? Do you know?
It's roots.
Yeah, there's some rocks.
Is it like single track?
It's single track.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not. I think there might be some areas where it's like kind of a double track, but it's not. None of it is like CNO kind of trail. It's not rail trail. It's definitely trail. Rail trail.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, it'll be interesting. I don't really know anything about the course other than like I've run through there many a time, but I don't know where it turns around or anything. So it's going to be kind of an adventure.
We'll have to look at the map. We'll have to look at the map tonight or tomorrow before the race.
But John is just found out that he is volunteering at the finish. The race director, I talked to her this morning and she was like, oh, I have the perfect spot for him. He's going to bring the energy. He's going to be there for all.
Yeah.
In the chipmunk costume, right? You said chipmunk costume?
Now I gotta
Send
run.
pictures. Send pictures. We need to see this.
I'll tag you guys for sure.
But I'm excited about this because when I lived in New Hampshire, that's where I grew up. I used to run the mountains there. Like that's what we did. We went to, I lived in Manchester, right outside of Manchester. And it was hilly. And my coach made us go run up Mount Monadnock. And I can't remember some of the other ones, but they were smaller ones. But that's what we did, So this is kind of like right up my alley, I guess.
They all have like an Indian name, like the one Umsabisic or something. I don't know. I bike up that one sometimes too. They all have an Indian name.
I wasn't even close. That's all I could tell you.
I am in Manchester. That's where I live. So
really?
I grew up in Goffstown.
No way. All right. So I grew up I lived in Hooksett. I lived there for all through like middle school, junior high school, and I went to Central. So
we were practically neighbors.
Very cool. I grew up in Sandown. I don't know if you know where that is, but
I know.
Yeah. I went to Timberlane. That's where I went. And then Erica and I both went to Plymouth State.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's where we met. Denise is like, oh, I've been to Plymouth a couple times. I don't remember it though.
We hardly remember it too. We had fun up there.
I'd like to take him to sometime. I think he would really like it. So
You guys
have some good ultras there now too. I mean, up in the Kangamangas, I saw that they're doing some ultras now. I used to run some of I used to mountain race when I was younger, and I don't even know if those are still going on, but those are more in like Vermont and stuff. So
they're there.
Yep, the list is growing. The list is growing for sure.
We'll have to go.
Yeah, he wants to go.
A couple months from now is going to be Hamster Wheel. Erica will be doing that one.
That one is not quite. I don't know. I feel like you guys want something more rugged and fun. Hamster Wheel is just laps on laps on laps. So
you should come and just.
We'll do some browsing ultra sign up and find you some good ones to put on your calendar.
I tell John all the time, I'm never worried about him cheating on me, but I am worried about waking up at 2:00 in the morning and he's like hiding his phone because he's on ultra sign up.
Looking like Schmeagle.
All squirrely eyes.
What are you doing on your phone? Are you watching?
Been there.
No, I'm just on ultra sign ups. I swear to God.
I told him at one point when we were first dating, and I was like, can you just take me on a date anywhere? Can we go bowling or something? And I said, I'm going to shut down your ultra sign up. I'm going to lock you out.
Yeah. It's a struggle.
I love it. Oh, so Denise, it's awesome getting to know you, but let's save some of the good stuff for when we have you on, and we'll hopefully get some good. Hopefully we'll.
Talk to her more.
I got 30 years for you, so.
Well, hopefully we'll get some good shoe porn too, because you work at Fleet Feet. That shoe porn took off with that between Erica and John. I was just like,
it was fun. It was a lot of fun to talk about that.
A break over here, and
well, I'm so happy she's working at Fleet Feet because like it's just awesome. It's nursing is like a great profession and stuff like that. Society needs nurses, but I mean,
the runners need shoes.
Yeah, I mean, like that's awesome. Yeah, that's just a great thing. That's amazing. I like it.
John, you got the hookup. You got the Believe in the Run hookup, and you got the Fleet Feet hookup. That is for sure.
Yeah,
John. We started with the bad. Your DNF. Let's go to the good. How did the ring go?
I finished. It was really fun. It was tough. the hardest part was just like once I got sleepy, like it was nighttime. I was just like sleepwalking and running the whole time. It was really rough. But my friend Tani, I ran with her majority of the time. Like our brains together figured out where to go, where not to go. Basically on this on the ring, it's a loop. You just stay on orange. You stay on the orange blaze. So that's what everyone says to each other. Stay on orange, stay on orange. So like the whole time we're just looking for orange blazes, really tired tonight. And yeah. Oh, it was also very hot, as you know, here in Virginia. So like the grossest thing about the race was I drank so much water and Gatorade and like just sports drinks and stuff like that. After a while, I just didn't want to drink anything else. It was so disgusting. Like if somebody had anything different, I would drink it, like seltzer water,
Beer,
soda, because it was just like I don't know. It still kind of like tastes like the sports drink and stuff like that to me anyway. Or I don't know. I just got sick of like anything liquid after a while. I drank so much. It was rough. It was
alcohol.
Rough. No, I don't.
That ain't gonna help.
Some Pink Whitney.
Yeah, I would almost be open to it at the time just because I was just drinking so much stuff. It was gross. It was pretty disgusting, but yeah, somehow I got it done. And it's a very hard race, but I was lucky to be running with my buddies, and we worked together and we figured it out.
So take me back to then, like tell me about the race. How long is the race? Where is it? How many runners?
So it's this year. How many runners? So
42 started.
42 started, and then
18 finished.
Yeah, 18 finished. I think I was number 13. I think.
Yeah,
13.
something like that.
Something like that. But yeah, it's really tough. I mean, there's not many. You're barely on the road at all. It's just mainly trail, very rocky terrain. It's here in the Massanuttons here in Virginia. Yeah, it's a very tough race. It's hot. Some of it's exposed. Yeah, I mean, like the toughest thing about it to me is like there's no let up. Basically, like the first gap between the aid station from the start to the aid station, this first aid station is 13 miles. So you go 13 miles without aid or anything. Then you go 11 miles without any aid. Then you go through a pretty exposed area. I believe that's 9 miles you go. And it's rough. At the very end of that section that's really open and disgusting, you go up a really tough climb called Waterfall. And yeah, there's pictures of me on it, like holding my back and stuff like,
it's hilarious. We had friends that were at the aid station. They were manning the aid station. That was right after. And they were sneaky. They had gone out and run up that in the morning as their morning run. And they put a trail cam at the top of this horrible mountain.
Yeah, they want to see me looking all messed up.
They wanted the carnage, and so then they blasted it all over the internet.
Oh, they got it.
John had like holding his back like he's 900 years old.
That's what made me feel like though. But like after that part, you go to the aid station pretty much right after. I sat down and just drank all the fluids. So I sat there and just kept drinking. And then on the next section after that is a really hard one called Kearns. It's just really hard to get any kind of like rhythm down because the rocks. I mean, like you kind of just do like a power hike if you can. My stomach was really messed up throughout that whole section. But luckily, the people I was with, running with, they were pretty cool. They kept like a pretty chill pace, and I was able to get my stuff together on that section. But it was rough. And then yeah, there's no let up on the race. Nothing. There's no easy gimme part. Like there's not like that cool road section that you can get your running form back. That's not the rest of it. And this is my second. Actually, this is my third time doing it. I finished it twice. I DNF'd it once. Yeah, it's just a brutal race. But I mean, like it's such a hard and weird challenge. You got to go back because I mean, like. To me, like a lot of the energy there is from the running club, from Happy Trails, and it's just it's a cool low key event. Everybody there, everyone takes care of each other. Like the aid stations are amazing. Everyone is there to help you out. I had a wonderful time, even though as brutal as it is, as brutal of a race as it is, I had a wonderful time. I love that race.
So how many miles is it total?
It was 71.
70.
Oof.
Yeah, I think.
And you were saying that they can some years they'll do it in reverse. So is there an easier way? Like which way is better, like a clockwise or a counterclockwise?
If you finish the standard ring, you join the Fellowship of the Ring for life. You're in it for life. And
Oh.
in the Fellowship, you can do the reverse ring in February. So
it's 2 separate races that they'll do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What I was saying earlier, when I fell in the water when it was really cold out, that was a reverse ring. I found like the only really deep spot of water. Yeah, of course, like.
And he went all the way in too.
Yeah, I was with a dude that just happened, and then like I was like, bro, I gotta go. I gotta go, and I just like took off. I went as fast as I could to the aid station, and then just died. I was like, oh man, yeah.
That's rough.
Why do they call it? Why do they call it the ring?
Oh, because like your map, basically the map of the course is basically it's in the shape of a ring, and
All right, so you don't like go through a fire ring or anything. Nothing cool like that.
It's like the movie The Ring. Like, yeah, you're basically yeah, it's on par with that level of fear. Or drama.
It's a ring around the Valley Forge, the Valley, Fort Valley.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's a ring around a valley, and it's the mountains that are around. So you're circling the valley, and yeah, it's been around since like 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
The race directors that have been doing it, they just retired from it this year. Our good friend Q and Burr, and yeah, so they just retired from it.
But it's still going on. They're just new race directors.
Yeah.
So. And it's a good one. If anyone challenge themselves, and what you can expect from it is just camaraderie, and you get exclusive membership into another awful hard race. So,
yeah.
I'm sure that is like the ultimate prize for those adventure-seeking runners. Just oof. You're not selling it for me though. I don't know. It's gonna take a while.
In ways, I think the reverse ring they're both very hard, but I think I kind of like the reverse ring more just because I don't like I'm starting not to like the heat as much as I used to. I mean, like I like, as long as they don't fall in the water. I mean, like yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Yeah.
What time did the race start?
7. Which I kind of wish always when I don't like starts too like late like that. I'd rather 6 because it gets so hot so early.
So it was through the night.
Oh yeah.
Because it says here you finished at 9:15 a.m.
Yeah.
You actually
you did on the
really
trail.
good. You did really good. A lot of people finished. One guy finished at 1:21 in the morning. How fast was he? Like sprinting?
I don't know how people run that stuff so fast. I mean, like, yeah, I can't run on those rocks that fast. I mean, like, I mean, like, it's a lot of technique. I mean, sometimes I get lucky, but yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's a lot to rock hop like that out there. It's a lot of skill.
Very cool. I found the website pretty quickly. And on that website is the women's half you're doing in 2 days. So Denise, good luck with that. That looks fun. A challenging yet chill race for women only.
It needs volunteers. So come volunteer. Come volunteer with me, the chipmunk.
Yeah. Happy trail runners of Vermont. Not Vermont, Virginia. Come on. Very cool, guys. Well, this is fun. Let's, I'm excited for you, because you got in the race, you got in the fall Barkley Classic, and I'm excited. I got so much more on that love story than I thought I was going to get from Denise. Like, that was pretty. You didn't give us those details, John. The details about the 6-hour drive and the 2 years, and then you slid into her DMs and you just kept typing, and you had like a texting relationship for quite a while.
Yeah, I let her paint out the details. Yeah.
He did it was very basic, and I was like, I think I can elaborate on that a little bit more. You know, I can share a little bit more. I can open up. It is an adventure. It's never boring with John and Denise.
Yeah, I mean, like,
ever.
Yeah, we probably need more of a break, like just to do like regular people stuff.
We try. Sometimes we go to movies.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
yeah, we love to watch movies. It never happens. We're always doing like a log run or something. But like we love to watch movies. Like we're both like film buffs. We love movies, but it just never happens. Or like we'll try to watch a movie and it'll end up taking like 2 weeks to finish. Yeah, like we're just watching a campy horror movie. We were watching the Ring 2, just to like messy around like before the Ring, and yeah, that's taken us like what, like 2 weeks now.
He told me we were gonna have to DNF it.
Yeah, there's some movies you just have to DNF. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna work.
And I said, we can carve out time. We can do this. I'm like, we just have to like not run.
That's not gonna happen though.
And then he shut.
Well,
You guys have your priorities straight, I think. You guys are good.
I see you guys on Instagram and you're like, dropped our daughter off at school and went for a 6-mile run. It's like you wake up, you drop the kids off, then you go run.
Yeah. And then when my daughter's
and then
in
you
dance,
run a second time later in the day.
Yeah, anytime like if I have an opening, I'm there. I'm running. Somehow I'll find a way.
You guys are living the dream.
Honestly, like
at times
we are doing what we want, though. I mean, it is. I'm not mad about it. Like we definitely tailor our life to what we love most. So,
Good.
And it doesn't always easy, but it's always worth it for sure.
Both of us have big personalities too. So like, yeah, I mean, I want to do like all these crazy ultras. I want to do the hardest ones, and she brings me down to earth sometimes. Like, like I do need balance. Like I can't be running like, all these crazy races every weekend. So like, yeah. And I love running marathons too. Every time we run a marathon together or like something different, I'm like, yeah, I love this. Why do I do ultras anyway? But then like, I'll be like, I gotta do that 100 miles. I've got to do that 100.
He will say to me, Denise, next year you pick the race schedule. You're picking it, and we're only doing half marathons. And I laugh.
And that's after like a DNF at Eastern States, and then like John gets back his confidence, and he's like, "Yeah, about that."
All right, I want to take a left turn here. I got something different. John, when you and I were emailing, and when you accepted the invite, and when I typed in your name, your email address, and your little picture icon shows up, this is not you. When I look at this picture, I'm like, this is baby John. This is John from like his teenage years, probably like, I don't know, going to the Jersey Shore or something. Who is this? Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Yeah, I think that's what that is. Yeah. It's just like, the ones you just put up on Gmail and you forget. It's like he's
been up there for 20 years.
Yeah, it's just been hanging. Yeah. that guy, he's no longer.
So when we first started dating, he did say he was going to be clean cut, because when we first started talking, his hair was like down to here, and he just freshly.
It was COVID. I mean, like, I just stopped cutting my hair and stuff. I was like, why bother? I'm just gonna grow my hair long, and yeah.
He shaved his head bald, and that lasted for like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So back to Trail John. So
very cool. We like Trail John.
My daughter sometimes also is like, Dad, you gotta look like a dad again. Come on, cut off all that stuff.
Get the New Balance, like those white New Balance dad shoes. Get a pair and be like, all right, what do you think, honey?
So I just did a review for the Hoka Stinson 7, and like yeah, that's kind of my Full House dad shoe. It kind of looks like the NFL shoe. You got to read the review I did on that at Believe in the Run. As soon as I saw it in the box, like, this is like Full House meets the NFL meets, like, it all came together. I love that shoe. It's awesome. And actually, I ran it today. I did the 5-mile run earlier today. It was amazing. But yeah, like, that's like my dad's shoe, my all-purpose dad shoe. It's amazing. I love that. And it's got a lot of technology that we talked about in the 10-9. It's like it's kind of there. It's finger.
The 10-9. Oh,
yeah.
The 10-9. The good old 10-9.
That's the pinnacle.
Don't wear it while driving, though.
What's that?
Don't wear it while driving.
Yeah, you can't. You'll die.
Well, this was fun.
We have that shoe is in a sculpture in our house when we first moved in.
You have to send that to them.
You're gonna want to see this. It is.
I forgot about this.
It's when we first moved in.
I have a Hall of Fame.
he made this shoe pile of these weird shoes. And I said to him, I said, babe, are we leaving these shoes right here? He's like,
Yes.
yeah, I did that. And I was like, okay. And it's got the Hoka 10-9 right on top. And there's some other
where
weird ones.
it belongs on top.
My
It's a
kids,
wonderful shoe.
my kids were like, what is that thing? I said, it's a shoe. We have weird stuff in our house because we're runners. And when we moved in together, we wanted to do like runner stuff. Like, the house is clean and nice and stuff, but we didn't want it to be like cookie cutter, Martha Stewart. It had to be for runners. And we've got some weird stuff.
Yeah.
You got to put your own stamp on it. Yeah.
Only live once.
All right. The last thing we're going to do and talk about on this, because when I was editing your episode, John, I don't actually think you shared a code brown. And Erica and I interviewed a guest the other day, and I was
we got a good one.
surprised. I was very surprised when Erica goes, before you leave, and this is like a pro runner, right? It's like, you prep them for some questions and didn't prep. She just goes, before you leave, do you have any stories like a code brown to share? And we got a good one. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Anyways, John, I don't think in the hours that we have spoken now that we've heard a code brown from you. And Denise is looking at you right now like you have to tell them about the one.
He has some epic ones, but I'll save that for
I'm a gangster.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to poop, don't mess with me because I am like, I'm up here. You guys are down here.
I'm like an amateur compared to my stories are like lame. Like, yeah, they're pretty lame. But so nothing happened at the ring because like I couldn't take in like any solid foods really. Like I was just drinking. I anytime I tried to eat anything at all, like solid, I felt sick like immediately. Like I tried to eat bacon, I took like a bite and I was like, ugh. But like yeah.
Oh, no.
So Eastern States, we actually almost got kicked out of the aid station because of your code brown.
Me?
Yeah, they.
Yes.
I did.
Yes, they were very angry about his.
I ran off though. I was
know,
trying to get out of there.
You were trying to hand somebody the dirty wipes, and they said this. We're gonna have to shut it down for E. coli, and you took off, and I was like, they're like, we can't have this here.
Oh, from the dude wipes and stuff. Oh, okay. And so like code brown. That's not a code brown, but one thing.
No, that's the code brown story.
What I'm really strict about it. After a good couple 10, 15 miles, I have to like wipe and like lube and stuff like that. And like I'm not like embarrassed to do that. I just like kind of just do it wherever.
It's shocked a lot of people. They've talked to me about it like outside of John, and they're like, he just shoves his hand right in there, and they're like, and then he hands it to you. They're like,
I did not.
No.
I did not hand it to him. Why would you do that?
To me, they said.
Oh, to you?
To me.
I don't think I did that unless I was really out of it. I gave it to you like straight up. No, I would have found a trash can. No,
there was a trash can right there. I put it in.
I probably stuffed it in the pack.
He's in the middle of the ultra. His mind doesn't remember this stuff, Denise.
It's not even bad. It's like, oh, come on. That's like lame. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Well, code brown could be like running into a deer or something too, or a bear. It doesn't need to be shit related, but we appreciate it.
Probably the worst one recently I had, like I was like I did OSS CIA, a 50-mile night run. It's in June and it's like really like the weather's really weird and it's a 6 p.m. start. So like you kind of like that's kind of rough because you've just like somewhat eaten dinner. Even if you try to eat an early dinner, that's still kind of like gonna mess you up. So like I was doing pretty decent on the race, and then I had to I felt that coming on. I like went off into the trail. All these people like, what are you doing, John? I was like, nothing. Nothing. And then like so like, after that though, I thought that was gonna help me, but I like broke into like cold, like I guess just from stopping for a prolonged period, I started getting like cold sweats and stuff like that. And I got it together. So I was able to run like after like a mile, just kind of like power hiking and stuff like that. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't like a lot of people like running at night when it cools off and stuff like that. But when I have like a late start, especially if it's just like a straight up night run where it's like a late start, I have like a lot of problems with that. But if I can control it like at an early start, like I can take all care of that stuff before, get properly hydrated. But yeah, if I jump into like a night race, that's usually when that kind of stuff pops up. And yeah, I know that at some point that's gonna have to happen. It's horrible.
It's trail running.
Or at Burning River.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was bad.
They're all coming out now.
You know what the best
All
the
the
best thing
stories.
was though? The best thing this whole time was for a moment we got to see what it was really like in their house when the two of them like, yes, no, what are you talking about? Blah, blah. He's like, oh yeah. This was a lot of fun.
There's always a lot of personality, and we both have really strong personalities. So, you know, I guess we balance each other out in a lot of ways, but you know.
We clash at times. Yeah, we clash.
Oh, we all do. Erica and I clash. We're not even together.
We do.
Yeah. Post more Instagram stories when you run your races.
Don't tell me what to do.
Log on to the On the Runs account.
I do what I want.
I do catch him.
Why didn't you share that with us?
Forgot to tag you in my thing the other day. I forgot. I tried to go back and it wouldn't let me. And I'm like, I'm not retyping this. So anyways.
I'm like, you know the password to the account. Just log in and post it there.
Yeah.
Or not the post, the
Anyways.
stories. I want live stories. No. But you know, Erica and I have been in a friendship for 20 years.
Wow.
She's stuck with me. I'm stuck with her. We have a blast. We're like, you know what? We're like two guy friends. I don't know how girls are, but when guys get mad and piss at each other, they get pissed for a couple minutes and then they're over it. That's how we are.
I don't hold a grudge. I don't hold grudges.
Exactly. We don't hold grudges. We don't get pissed at each other either. We're just like, do this or don't do that. Oh, fine. Or it might be, I don't want to do this. And I'll be like, or maybe I'll say I don't want to do something. And she'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
And then we're over it. So it's fun. Guys, you're awesome. Thanks for doing this again. Denise, let's get you on. Just going to schedule it right now. Can we do something in like December that will come out in January?
Sure. Yeah. No, there's a lot of running happening coming up through there.
We got MGM.
JFK.
Oh yeah.
I've got my JFK 50. We're running that together in November.
She's gonna get the gold medal.
Yay!
We'll do something either early December or early January. That's what we'll do. We'll get Denise on.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to. I love you guys. You guys are great. And you're from New Hampshire. Come on, man.
Yes.
Well, we love you too. It was great to get to know you guys and see you like meshing together. It's wonderful to see. So keep doing what you're doing. Aw. The love story.
Don't hang up when I end this.
All right. Thank you.
That was a blast, guys. John and Denise on OTR Live. That was fun. See you guys on Tuesday because we have an awesome episode that Erica is all horny about. So